Talking to Josh Todd, lead singer of Buckcherry. Their new album, Confessions, is in stores now. It being a concept album, was the process different writing this? Was it the intent to write a concept album, or was it just everything you were writing kind of had the same story behind it?
I mean, it all kind of just rolled out organically, you know. It wasn't like, it was kind of just going to be a theme record. It's just, I like to call it a theme record because it's not really like a concept record, but I mean, the only thing that we had solid was that we were going to base it around the Seven Sins, and that's what Keith and I have been throwing around for a couple of years now. You know, at first we wanted to just do an EP, 7 songs, 7 Sins, and then we said, no, we got to do an LP, and so I had an idea of doing 7 Sins and 4 Elements, and that's where Air and Water came from. And then while we were making the record, I was writing a script based on my own life, you know, and events that happened to me when I was younger, and I condensed it down into this short story, a short film. And then the idea was to have the record to be the soundtrack of the film, and, you know, the film leads you back to the record, and that was really the whole idea behind it, and Confessions was born.
And then talking about the short film, how is that coming along? When are we going to get to see that?
Well, I hope soon. You know, we've been working on the funding for it for months and months, and we just didn't know going into it how much money it costs to make a movie. So, you know, it's a lot of money, and the thing is it's hard to get people to finance it because they don't see a return on their investment. So it's pretty much going to come from us. So we're just trying to figure out how we're going to do it, you know.
You got to Kickstarter that thing up, man.
Well, we thought about that originally, and then, you know, the economy was so shitty, we didn't want to, you know, burden our fans with, you know, asking them for money, and it backfired on a couple of artists, and we just wanted to make sure, you know, that wasn't our intent. We just wanted to make a product that was really nice that, you know, people would love, you know?
Yeah.
So we're going to try to couple it with a live DVD. That's like the current idea, and to have the movie and the live DVD available later on this year.
You were mentioning some of it was inspired by events from your childhood. What were those events? Anything you can kind of get into a bit?
Well, I'll just tell you about the story. The story starts off where, you know, it's a teenage kid. He comes home from school. He finds his dad dead. He killed himself. And that's where the story starts. And then he, through the grieving process, he acts out the 7 Sins. And during this time, he sees there's a love interest at school. This girl is polar opposite of him. And he becomes infatuated with her and just wants her, you know. But he's also grieving and going through all this anger and reckless behavior regarding, you know, his father. And then, you know, towards the end of the movie, he gets the girl. He learns how to forgive his father, and there's just a lot of great stuff along the way. I don't want to give the whole thing away, but that's the story.
And since it covers the 7 deadly sins, and you know the band has a bit of a reputation, are there any sins left for the band to accomplish?
No, those are the ones. They cover the whole gamut. You know, I mean, I've struggled with moderation my whole life in every aspect of my life, and a lot of guys in this band have as well. And so it was a subject that I have intimate knowledge of, and it was fun because, you know, they've been done a lot over the years by a lot of different people and movies and bands, and I really wanted to do our take on it, and I really feel like we did it justice, and we did a really good job at it.
Now, one of the things most people associate you with is your tats, man, because you are covered in them. You got to have some that you regret, right?
Of course. Anybody who's tattooed is, you know, when you got like 75% of your body tattooed, there's always a tattoo that you regret, you know. And I've had like 2 or 3 cover-ups, you know, of tattoos I didn't like. So yeah.
But you're smart to get them covered up. I know some people just leave them there like almost like reminders.
No. Gotta cover them up. You know, when I first started getting tattooed, I was so young. I wasn't picking the right stuff, and I didn't have the right artist in place. And then when I finally found Kevin Quinn, who's done the majority of all my tattoos, you know, that's when I just got a real artist, and we worked on making it, you know, just the whole landscape better, you know.
I also know you're a huge NASCAR fan.
Yes.
What are you looking forward to this year?
God, so many things. We can talk a lot on this. Well, of course, the Generation 6 cars, I just want to see how they do at Daytona, and I think it's going to be a lot of accidents and a lot of craziness, and it's going to be fun, you know. And I love NASCAR because, you know, every year in the off-season, you know, so many drivers, they change teams and they change stuff. I'll tell you what I'm really looking forward to this season is the Nationwide Series, because there's so many great drivers there now. You got Brian Vickers, who's racing full time there. Elliott Sadler, Austin Dillon, Trevor Bain. There's all these guys that are going full time there. That it's going to be a really tough championship battle down there. You know, Parker Kligerman, Nelson PK, all these guys that came up from the trucks that are really fast and really great. And it's just I think it's going to be more interesting than Cup this year.
And in Nationwide, you also, of course, you have the Danica thing. What happens first? She wins the Nationwide race or poses for Playboy?
Well, you got the whole Danica drama where she's getting a divorce. She's fucking Ricky Stenhouse Jr. And Ricky Stenhouse Jr. is a rookie in sprint this year, and she's going to be a rookie. You know, she's racing sprint full time, and so is he. And they're both fucking. And there's so much drama. I love it.
The drama just keeps all the eyes on her. And do you think she, breaks through and wins a race this year?
I don't think she'll ever win a race in sprint.
No, never?
I don't. She didn't spend enough time in Nationwide. I mean, oval tracks it's just a whole different animal than road course, as you know. I mean, look at Montoya and Ambrose. Ambrose is he's getting a lot better at ovals, but he still has only won road course wins, and he's been in sprint for a long time.
When you do your summer tour, knowing that you're such a big race fan, do you go like when you're planning out your dates? Do you go, I'm going to be close to a race there, I can get away and catch one live?
I wish I had that luxury, but no. I just we got to do what we got to do as far as we're a worldwide act. So I have lots of ways to. I bet on every series, every race, the whole year with a friend of mine. So we bet $50 a race on Truck, Nationwide, and Sprint Cup. And then we also have like championship bonuses, like who wins the series and the championship. So I do this the whole time. I have to stay up to speed on all the races, no matter where I'm at, and it gets hard. So I found this great app on the iPhone, NASCAR Radio. It's fucking amazing. And so even if I'm in Europe, as long as I'm on Wi-Fi or wherever I'm at in the world, I can listen to the NASCAR races and bet on my drivers. And so I'm really tuned in. That's
awesome. How did you do in the betting with your friend last year? Did you pay more or did you get paid?
You know what? He won the championship. I took Denny Hamlin. He took Jimmy Johnson, and he beat me. He was just Denny Hamlin had that fucking engine failure and fucked my whole situation up. But he beat me last year. But I won the majority of all the Sprint Cup races, which was good, and the truck races.
That's good, man. Being in the money is always good. Now, I know not only are you a race fan, but you also race go-karts. How long have you been doing that?
I've been racing go-karts for 3 years now, and I got a really fast, 125cc Rotax 2-stroke energy chassis from Italy. That's what I raced at home, the home track.
Well, if you come to Ottawa, man, we'll go out and we'll race.
Let's race. I'll race anything.
All right, we'll find something to race.
Any car or carts, I'll race anywhere.
It's on then, man. I know some people out there are going to say like go-karts. You can, race those at the amusement park when you're like 5. Have you ever stepped up in some of the bigger cars?
I also did the NASCAR experience out there at Fontana Auto Club Speedway. I did 30 laps by myself in a stock car. I went 167.23 miles an hour on that track. Start going around a turn that fast. It's crazy.
Nice, man. I have never gotten that fast. I did a little like media race with a beat up Neon and tried to take the turns as fast as I could, but did not do very well and nowhere near that speed.
That's bitching though. I mean, whatever, racing, whatever. It's so much fun.
Yeah, I did not do very well, but it was fun nonetheless. One more thing I wanted to ask you too. I don't have this problem, but being the front man of a major rock band, you got to get offers from ladies 24/7 pretty much. And I know you're a married guy. How do you handle all the women throwing themselves at you?
Let me tell you how I handle it. I'm really far removed from it, and that's what I have to be that way because it's a lot of temptation. You got to be careful, but I pretty much stay in the bus, and I walk from the bus to the stage, from the stage to the bus, and I don't really have any contact with many people. So it's very isolating, and you just wouldn't believe. It's not the glamorous life you think it is, but it's if you want to be removed from all that, it's pretty easy to do because you got dressing room and you have a place to go. So you either put yourself there or you remove yourself.
If you come to Ottawa, I'll be your buffer because, believe me, I need all the help in the world, my friend.
All right, I'll hook you up.
We'll go racing, and then you can hook me up with a chick and give me some pointers because I'm struggling.
And racing and chicks, I mean, how great is that?
It sounds like a fine day to me. I'm in a drought that is legendary.
All right, man.